All right, thank you, Dr. Bostic. Now we welcome a longtime champion of justice inside and outside the Academy, the Reverend Dr. Liz Theoharis, Director of the Cairo Center for Religion, Rights, and Social Justice, and co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It's good to be with everyone here today. I come as a proud mother of 2 kids who attend New York City public schools that are Title I schools, schools that are under attack, at risk of losing significant funding because the Trump administration's war on education and on our young people. I come as a resident of this community. I live just a couple blocks from here, and my friends and my neighbors who work at Columbia Presbyterian, who work at Columbia University, who get medical care from the research and the care of these institutions are scared about potential job cuts and the ending of research and the loss of their health. I come as an anti-poverty organizer who sees the impacts of attacks on our schools and on our universities, on our medical centers, and on our labor unions and students and elders and all of those that are vulnerable to Trump's policies right now, including the withholding of millions of dollars that fund the very things that our communities need the most: education and healthcare and good jobs. I come as a professor at Union Theological Seminary, a neighboring institution of higher learning, and I see that our learning and our development of research in my students matter. But mostly I come today as a pastor and as a biblical scholar and someone who reads and loves a Bible that is clear that what we're supposed to do to deal with bullies and unjust rulers is not to give in to those with hardened hearts or those who stay up late in their beds plotting how to make people hurt because it's in their power to do so. Rather, I read 2,000 passages in the Bible that speak about protecting the vulnerable, educating the people, stewarding God's creation, bringing judgment down on those with wealth and power who make people suffer. And I read about proclaiming good news, not the bad news of budget cuts and job layoffs and attacks on science and medicine and the death of democracy and freedom of speech, but good news, like good jobs and strong unions and the right to learn and to thrive. In the Bible, Jesus says, I have come so that you may have life and have it abundantly. He says, may your elders live long, full lives, and your young people learn great, beautiful things. He doesn't say, my abundance will trickle down from the rich to the rest. He doesn't say, I'm going to block and stop your teachers and preachers, doctors and nurses from healing and teaching. And he never once suggests charging lepers a copay or saying, stop protecting and vaccinating our kids from deadly diseases, or to cut people from doing medical research, especially as society faces measles and bird flu and climate disaster and health crisis. The Bible contains story after story of unjust rulers, of bullies being brought down from their thrones by the power and the persistence of the people who insist on love and life and inclusion and justice. And so thank you to the AAUP, thank you to AFT for coming here, for having the courage to not back away from bullies, to not agree with attacks on education, but to stand up for freedom of speech, freedom to learn, freedom to assemble, and freedom for our communities to thrive. As we say in the Poor People's Campaign, forward together and not one step back.
All right. Yes. Inspiring and clarifying word from Dr. Liz Theoharis. And to close, our speakers.